In today's video, I am going to be breaking down different Gonzaga Bulldogs baseline inbounds plays that you could actually run with your team as well. Let's get down and let's check these out. In this first play, what we're going to be starting off with is essentially 4 players in a diamond style formation. We can have our center or our low post player start in the middle of the key, or of course in that low post on the ball side. From there, he's going to be popping out looking to receive that ball. When he receives that ball, what they're going to be setting up now is essentially a double screen for the shooter on that opposite side who's going to be using that double screen. After he uses that double screen, he's going to be obviously looking to shoot that ball. I personally like to have the player set up when I've ran this play once before right underneath the basket. This is mainly because what I like to do here is, of course, make sure that we can pin that player as far down as possible closest to the baseline for player 5 to be able to pop out. When he receives this ball, we would then have players 3 and 1 set up that double screen for player 2. I've actually seen this ran a few different ways as well for player 2 to get that shot. The other way I've seen it ran is to have player 2 run between players 3 and 1, almost like an elevator play, where player 2 would then pop up for that 3-point shot once again. Now, oddly enough, this play is very similar to what I call my S plays. This S play is also ran at the college level. I've seen many teams run it, but basically player 4 would then call out S, let's say T for Tyler. Let's say this is Tyler. And from there, player 1, Tyler, would then run between players 3 and 5, again very similar to an elevator play, and player 1 would pop out for a 3-point shot. I've actually ran this once in a game 3 times in a row and got a 3-point shot each and every time. So it's actually very similar to that. This next play is quite interesting. We're going to be basically having a wall of players right at that ball side elbow, and we're going to have our shooter as well as a secondary player, usually a forward or even a point guard, who is at the top. Usually you would want your best player inbounding this ball, especially for this play, however. And this player is going to be cutting down using that double screen, and he's going to be cutting towards the basket. He is obviously our number 1 option if the defenders here don't sag down. If they're not sagging down, this player who's cutting towards the rim should be able to punish every single team with layups or dunks. And if you've got somebody who can really smash down a dunk, this is definitely a play that you could use to your advantage to get some momentum. However, I really want you to focus on the secondary player, because what you can do, if these players are sagging a bit too low or this player's maybe playing a bit too high, what you can actually do as a point guard is to fake that pass, have the actual shooter come out and leak out to the free throw line extended or towards this corner, where then what would happen is he would be open for a 3. Now, something else what this opens up for you is if this was a very strong double screen, and I'll rewind this just a bit, this main defender gets dragged out to defend that 3-point shooter who's cutting. This man has to get out definitely to the opposite side as fast as possible. If this pass goes to our shooter, who is obviously coming down off of that double screen, what we want to see, if this defender pops out to defend that 3, especially in this case it's Corey Kispert, who is a ridiculously good 3-point shooter, what we would want is, who looks to be Jalen Suggs, to pop in quickly so that when Corey Kispert gets that pass, if this defender comes out to defend, then we would want that pass to go in to that inbounding player so that he can get a layup as well. So I'm actually kind of hoping here that the play on the clipboard makes a little bit more sense. So first we're going to have player 3 who's going to be cutting down using players 4 and 5 as a screen. If his man gets caught and or player 4 or 1 are too high or too low and cutting off player 3, our secondary option is the way to go. However, if these players are not paying attention, or we can get that pass in and he has that open lane to attack, then definitely that's what we want to see him do. However, If he's not open enough or player 1 wants to hit for a 3-point shot, what we would then have is player 3 clear out as fast as possible to the opposite side. Player 2 is going to then cut towards that free throw line extended or the corner, somewhere in that area anyways. If his man gets caught, that's going to be a 3-point shot. Now, if, for example, player 1 plays a bit too high, or he wants to recover to say, oh no, we can't let this guy shoot a 3, we would then have player 1 sprint in quickly for it to be a quick, almost like a give and go with the inbounding player, so that player 2 can pass that ball into player 1 for that layup. This is a very quick pass. They cannot think about it. It needs to be quick. I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Defense book down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.